It's 2026. The avalanche of apostasy is accelerating. The Dawa bros are panicking, and when they panic, they get even stupider. They get sloppier. They get more aggressive. They get more violent. They lash out in all directions. Earlier this month, TikTok jihadis doxed my entire family. They posted my home address. They posted my wife's phone number and started calling her in the middle of the night when I was out of town. They posted the address and phone number of a place she volunteers at. They're saying they're going to Charlie Kirk me. They keep saying they're going to show up at my door, but they're also saying they're going to kill me at DebateCon, which is 2 days away, so they can't make up their minds. They've been posting videos with pictures of my wife with gunshot noises, pictures of my kids. My days are supposedly numbered because the pop pop is coming when I'm in Houston this weekend.
Diddy Wood. Let's see how much longer you're gonna last. Time's running out. Houston. Huh?
This dumb Dawa dork named Malik even flashed some cash because there's apparently a price on my head.
Hey, David Wood. David Wood. I got something for David Wood. David Wood. Those little Qurans you blasted, David, that's on your head now. That's on your head now. Shout out my boy Jay Prince out in Houston, man.
No violence yet, even though they know exactly where I am. Instead, they've been trying to annoy me. Jihadis just aren't what they used to be. They've been doing things like calling animal control over and over again to come check on our dog. We're renting this house. I've never met the owner, but they tracked him down, and they've been calling and harassing him. Lots of weird, stupid stuff like that. And this is in addition to going after God Logic and his wife, doxing Inspiring Philosophy, doxing Chris Claus, Thaddeus, Drake, and so on. The TikTok jihadis are throwing a pretty epic tantrum to start off the new year. Now, my position is that even if I were capable of backing down from these walking clown emojis, I still wouldn't back down from threats and doxing, because the moment I back down from threats and doxing, they'll think they have some great new way of making Christians submit, and they'll just start doing it to Christians everywhere. So I will stand my ground to the death so this doesn't become their standard way of controlling people. But I have to go beyond not backing down, because this has to blow up in their faces. It has to end in disaster for their religion. The consequences of their actions have to be traumatic for their entire community, so that after this batch of TikTok jihadis ends up humiliated and defeated, the consequences will be so traumatic that the Muslim community will police their own. In other words, if someone comes along next year and says, "Hey, I think I'll start doxing Christians and harassing their wives," the Muslim community will scream, "You idiot! How do you not know what happened the last time someone tried this?" And it's even more serious than doxing or threatening people. Islam is absolutely obsessed with controlling people outside the religion by any means possible. In a Muslim country, there will be laws against criticizing Islam or preaching the gospel. Even apart from these laws, if you're a Christian or a Hindu or something else, and you simply annoy or disrespect a Muslim, he'll start screaming, "Help, help! This person insulted Muhammad!" and a mob will form. The goal is to keep non-Muslims in a constant state of fear. That's in Muslim countries. But even in non-Muslim countries, they're constantly trying to figure out ways to gain control. That's why they're trying to get blasphemy laws passed. That's why they want everything halal certified. It's why they block roads to pray. It's all about control. And the moment they figure out a way to take control, lots of people suffer terribly. The most successful tools of Islam in the West have been claiming victim status and crying about Islamophobia. Think about what happened the moment they realized they could control Westerners by pretending to be victims and calling anyone who questions them Islamophobes. Tens of thousands of young British girls were horribly abused by Muslim men who figured out how to control police, social workers, the courts, and so on. You can't give them an inch ever, or lots of people will suffer because you gave them a lever. And so, right now, they're trying doxing and harassing people with calls and threats and so on to see what works. If anything works, it's going to be their new favorite tactic. Sadly for them, they're trying this stuff on me, and they can saw my head off. I'm not backing down. On the contrary, I responded to their doxing and harassing and threats by feeding my dog bacon-wrapped Quran pages. Bon appetit! And by putting these clowns on trial for their actions and pronouncing judgment on the Quran.
Judge Hammer Time has declared that court is in session. Look upon the consequences of your bad decisions. Gaze upon the shredding of the Quran that you have caused.
And with episode 1 of Quran Demolition Ranch, if you stalk women, harass women, dox women, and threaten women, your favorite verses are going to be plastered on a 4x8 board, your fake prophet is going to be painted in pig's blood, your pagan book is going to be nailed to a platter, and the whole mess will be shot, chainsawed, and burned. Right here at the Quran Demolition Ranch. And with a short tribute to Salwan Momika, who was brutally murdered 1 year ago today for demonstrating his contempt for the Quran, we put together a nice fire pit full of Qurans, and I took some 151 proof rum and did this. Tomorrow is International Zut Remembrance Day, January 30th, 130, get it? 1 Muhammad and 30 men of al-Zut. We've got a special video for that, 1 white Quran surrounded by 30 black Qurans. The white Quran gets some holes in it. You get the picture.
Look at him. The poor fake prophet is all tuckered out. But the men of al-Zut look happy.
And that will be followed by our top 100 ways to zut the Quran compilation of videos provided by viewers who, like me, want to teach the Dawah Bros a lesson for doxing people. And this is all phase 1 of teaching these guys to never, ever do this again. But we're doing all of this, and they're promising to kill me, and they're posting videos with pictures of my wife with gunshot sounds, and they're posting pictures of my kids, and they've all got my home address. They know exactly where we are. Now, no one thinks that Malik, the little ringleader of the TikTok jihadis, is going to do anything himself. He's a whiny little coward. But he's trying to instigate and incite other Muslims to come murder me and maybe my wife. And there are definitely some Muslims out there who would be happy to do it. I keep running my mouth anyway because antisocial personality disorder makes dangerous situations fun, and because I just think I'll win. Unless they come with an army, I'll win when they come through the door. 1 jihadi, 2 jihadis, 3 jihadis, 4 jihadis, 5 jihadis. They'll lose that one. They'll just lose. I travel 2 or 3 times per month for speaking or debates, so I figured I could hire security for when I'm gone. Turns out professional security guards are really expensive, which is weird. I grew up in a trailer park in West Virginia, and I know for a fact that to this day, I could walk up to just about any dude in that trailer park and say, here's $50 and a 6-pack of Coors, grab your shotgun and stay on my couch until I get back, and it would be the safest place in the world. Things are different here. These jokers want thousands of dollars. I guess it's because they're putting their lives at risk. So, I was going to have to figure out what do I do when I'm traveling. But then I spotted another problem. I headed back to the gym earlier this month. Early last year, I was getting pretty shredded. Then at the beginning of April, I tore something in the back of my shoulder, so I stopped going to the gym to let it heal. Never got back to the gym all year. Gained like 25 pounds or so. It made sense for the new year to get back to the gym. So I'm in the gym a couple of weeks ago, and then I think, what if they storm through the door now while I'm right down the street? The only people at home are a nurse, my special needs son, Paley, our youngest son, who's 7, and my wife. That wouldn't go well. See, when we think about what other people are going to do, we assume that they have some level of common sense. So, if jihadis decide to kill me in my house, we assume they're going to do it while I'm there. The problem with that assumption is that sometimes we're dealing with complete morons. I can't assume they'll storm the house while I'm there. They may be total idiots. And different jihadis would do different things. There are jihadis who would only want to kill me and not target women or children. And there are jihadis who would massacre everyone. So I concluded that we do need to move to a different location so my family isn't in danger. Problem is, we're renting this house and I'm under lease for most of the year. If I move, I'll be paying 2 rents for a while, and I suspect they'll eventually find us again. They won't be doxing anymore after the valuable life lesson we're teaching them now. But as far as finding out where I am and just killing me, that seems like something that could happen. I think it takes a while, maybe a couple of years after you move, to be able to find you through these websites they go to. I might just have to get used to moving every couple of years. Or if one of you out there is rich and you want to buy a house and you own it and your name is on it and I just pay you rent, but my name is never on anything that anyone can look up ever, that would solve some problems. But if I have to move every 2 or 3 years to keep my family safe, that's what I'll do. Still not sure what to do security-wise. I know I can get cameras and a service that monitors the cameras and calls police if there's a break-in. That makes sense if people are breaking in to steal things. I'm not sure how much it would help with jihadis. Seems like if jihadis bust through the door, either I'm going to win pretty quickly or they're going to massacre everyone quickly. But either way, seems like it's going to be over before police arrive. Maybe cameras help with identifying them later. I don't know. Not sure what I want to do as far as security. Might want to have a panic room built so my wife and anyone else can head there while I'm busy wrecking jihadis. Not sure about those details yet, but I do need to move my family somewhere else while I convince the Dawa bros that doxing people and stalking and harassing and threatening women and targeting people's families will always lead to mass desecration of their pagan book, and that since they're the ones who are instigating this treatment of their pagan book, they're the ones who are responsible for people around the world disrespecting and degrading their book and their religion. Again, even if they don't care much about their book, some of their fellow Muslims do, and the Muslims who care about their book will make the ones who don't care about their book stop what they're doing. Matter of time, watch what happens. Some people got to learn the hard way, but they will learn. We've been gearing up for other things, major changes and a huge ministry expansion for the past several months. Jai and DOC get here tonight. You should see them in person for the first time ever tomorrow. But since we've been gearing up for other things, I am not in a good position to be moving and paying rent on 2 houses right now. When the TikTok jihadis started harassing the owner, I was actually hoping he would kick us out so that I wouldn't have this problem, but he didn't. Hasn't said a word. So if you'd like to chip in to help cover the move and the extra rent and whatever security upgrades we decide on, there's a link to a Give, Send, Go in the description. Just so you know, this is going to be a messy year for everyone. Again, when they go into panic mode, they lash out. It's kind of like the instinct of a wounded animal. But this is going to be the worst year for Dawa ever. Just look at how January is going for them and imagine what the rest of the year is going to be like. Chip in if you can. I'll start looking for a different place. I'll get my family moved to a different spot and we'll keep cooking. If you're in the Houston area, hope to see you at DebateCon. And if you're a jihadi planning to slaughter me in the name of Allah, better hurry up and come at me, bro, because I won't be here for long.
It just backfired on me. It just backfired on me. This is a part of our religion. There's a reason to it. Yeah?